In the top stories, Minister Douglas hosts high-level meeting. Nude woman attempts to disarm cop at airport in Jamaica, and Donald Trump wins Republican primary in New Hampshire. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday newscast. Today is Wednesday, 24th January, and I'm Scotticia Hendrickson. Nationally, Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Right Honourable Dr. Denzil Douglas, in collaboration with the High Commission of St. Kitts and Nevis to Canada, held a high-level virtual meeting with the recently appointed Chancellor of Dalhousie University in Nova Scotia, Canada, Dr. Rutsum Southwell, to discuss development initiatives designed to strengthen the long-standing relationship between the government of St. Kitts and Nevis and Dalhousie University. Some of the topics discussed include pairing youth groups from St. Kitts and Nevis with counterparts in Canada, the need to refine our strategy on benefiting from the blue economy through the Oceans School Initiative, and cooperation in healthcare. Dr. Southwell, a son of the soil and offspring of national hero, the Right Excellent Sir Caleb Azariah Southwell, encourage policymakers to focus on emerging industries such as manufacturing battery packs for instruments in the health, automobile and renewable energies industries that will enable us to enhance our profile in international trade. Training our youth in science, technology, engineering and mathematics is an integral part of the strategy to build capacity to achieve our goals. Dr. Douglas indicated that the ministry, through the High-Level Commission for St. Kitts and Nevis in Ottawa, would continue to dialogue with strategic partners in the diaspora to aid in the growth and development of St. Kitts and Nevis. The Ministry of Public Infrastructure, Energy and Utilities, Domestic Transport, Information, Communications and Technology, and Post recently concluded a career building workshop for 14 secondary and tertiary school students enrolled in Christmas internship program. According to a press release, the Minister of Public Infrastructure, Honourable Conris Maynard, devised a new program to bridge the gap between academic learning and practical workplace skills. Former Speaker of the National Assembly and veteran human relations professional, Mr. Curtis Martin, facilitated the career building workshop. The group comprised 1 fifth form student and 13 Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College students. The interns were deployed across departments within the ministry, including water services, vehicle maintenance, facilities and maintenance, energy, administration and reception, human relation within the administrative department, and the post office. The internship program began on Friday, December 8, 2023, and ended on Friday, January 19, 2024. It operated under the theme, Making a Difference Through Doing. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the Republic of China-Taiwan Scholarship for 2024-2025 academic year is now open for applications. Interested candidates must submit a completed application form, a copy of his or her passport, photocopies of one's highest levels of education, and transcripts certified by the Ministry of Education. Also required are documents to certify that he or she has applied to an educational institution or its affiliated Mandarin training center, and 2 letters of reference. Candidates are required to undergo 1 year of language training. All applications along with the documents to be sent to Carol Body at the Ministry of Education in St. Kitts by February 29, 2024 for onward processing. For further information about this scholarship, contact the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in St. Kitts and Nevis at 467-1161 or the Ministry of Education at 467-1406. In regional news, the police are theorizing that a nude Caucasian woman who was seen in a viral video attempting to disarm a policeman at the Sanger International Airport in Jamaica has a mental issue. She was whisked away to the Cornwall Regional Hospital for an assessment on Tuesday, shortly after the airport incident. The woman and a female companion were about to leave the island when they got into a squabble and the police were trying to quell the dispute when one of the law enforcers was attacked by the woman who tried to disarm him. She was subsequently handcuffed and transported to the medical institution. Venezuelans have taken to the streets to demand better wages. Hundreds of public sector workers say income doesn't cover basic needs. They say that the government's measure to increase salaries have no impact on their daily struggle. More in this Al Jazeera News report.
Venezuelans protesting for better salaries and pensions. With wages of less than $10 a month, teachers are among the public sector's worst paid in the country.
You live day by day within a precarious situation that after a few years changes your living conditions.
Last year's inflation hit nearly 190%. The cost of monthly staples is nearly $500. Teachers say they haven't received an increase in 2 years. School director Rosmery Nieves says just eating is a daily struggle.
Sometimes I get so depressed. I've been so dedicated to education, and yet this salary is not enough for anything.
Rosmery says teachers must find other jobs to try to make ends meet. Sometimes they skip work, and that impacts the children's education. Last week, President Nicolás Maduro offered a monthly $60 bonus for public workers. They get $40 in food stamps. But Rosmery, who is ill, says her medicine costs more than $70 per month. Her treatment is only possible with donations from fellow teachers.
I feel deceived. That bonus does not resolve anything. I didn't study so much to make $10 a month. I am so frustrated.
Economists say Maduro's measures are not enough.
The bonus is an apparent increase which doesn't resolve fundamental problems, especially for those in vulnerable conditions.
The political opposition is calling Venezuelans to wake up and protest. It's an election year. Tuesday marked the anniversary of the ousting of the military dictatorship more than 60 years ago. On this symbolic day, protesters shout they don't want any bonuses. They just want Maduro to leave. Mariana Sanchez, Al Jazeera.
In international news, former U.S. President Donald Trump has won the New Hampshire primary, beating his only rival, Nikki Haley, by a comfortable margin. Trump's victory sets the Republican Party on a path to renominate a presidential candidate who'd lost a previous election, a first since Richard Nixon in 1968. Al Jazeera's Alan Fisher reports.
In a state known for political surprises, this wasn't one of them. The polls predicted a win for Donald Trump, and the Republican frontrunner delivered for a third time in New Hampshire.
This is an evening that I will not forget because it's the third time, but more importantly, I think it's going to be the most important time.
He banks the state alongside his win in Iowa just over a week ago. He believes that almost assures the presidency.
When you win Iowa and you win New Hampshire, they've never had a loss.
There had been a steady stream of voters across the state throughout the day, many of whom gave a hint of a surge for the former UN ambassador Nikki Haley. In the end, it wasn't enough. But with a performance better than predicted, she's not giving up and taking the fight to her home state, South Carolina.
At one point in this campaign, there were 14 of us running, and we were at 2% in the polls. Well, I'm a fighter. And I'm scrappy. And now we're the last one standing next to Donald Trump. South Carolina voters don't want a coronation. They want an election.
Trump won because he was able to maintain his hold on the Republican Party. He has spent a lot of his energy since he was elected in 2016 making being a good Republican, being a member of the Republican Party, equivalent to supporting Donald Trump and being a Trump supporter.
On the Democratic side, a row over timing of the primary meant the result isn't recognized by the National Party. But it was still a win for Joe Biden, not on the ballot, but picking up write-in endorsements. Nikki Haley is in trouble. She said she would win New Hampshire and she didn't. She will come under pressure to step aside so the Republicans can coalesce around one candidate, Donald Trump, and also save their money for November's general election because Joe Biden has built up a significant war chest. The 2024 election will be a rerun of what happened in 2020, and America remembers how bitter that was and how much of that bitterness still hasn't gone away. Alan Fisher, Al Jazeera, Manchester, New Hampshire.
A French farmer in her 30s and her 12-year-old daughter have died after a car crashed into a roadblock during a nationwide protest by French farmers. More in this Euronews report.
An investigation has been opened following the death of a farmer at a roadblock in Ariège. 3 people have been detained for questioning. 2 others are also in intensive care. French farmers have been blocking motorways and toll booths with tractors in a demand for higher wages. At a news conference in Paris, Interior Minister Gérald Darmanin said the demonstration had his full political support.
Mais il n'est pas prévu d'évacuation par les forces de l'ordre. En tout cas, c'est les consignes que j'ai données au préfet et au directeur général de la gendarmerie, puisqu'il n'y a pas de dégradation sur ce site. Et je laisse évidemment le travail très important que fait le gouvernement avec les agriculteurs qui subissent un moment difficile dans leur vie professionnelle. Et je vais évidemment politiquement soutenir, tout en les encourageant évidemment à respecter le bien commun, mais c'est ce que font en très grande majorité des cas les agriculteurs.
Similar issues have led farmers in other European nations to also take action. Fleets of tractors have brought traffic to a standstill in Germany and Romania, and farmers have also protested in the Netherlands and Poland. In Romania, farmers and haulers protested for the 13th consecutive day. They are unhappy with the taxes they have to pay.
And now for the weather. Present weather is clear skies. Temperatures 27 degrees Celsius or 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are a moderate breeze of 17 miles per hour from the east-northeast. Seas are 1.8 to 2.7 meters or 6 to 9 feet with swells of 2.1 meters or 7 feet. The small craft and high surf advisories remain in effect. Weather forecast in St. Kitts and Nevis for today and tonight will be partly cloudy with a 60% or moderate chance of showers. Sunset today will be at 6:02 p.m. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 6:44 a.m. And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Scotty Sia Hendrickson.